Good morning, and it's a lovely morning. This time the camera is showing that it's a bit half light. I'm trying to get around to basically the middle of Clear Fell before it gets too light to see what's about. Midge report, they are very active. The wind turbines are turning, but it's very still. I've seen a few foxes jumping about out in backfield. Looks like there were like 2 or 3 cubs playing about, but I'm just making my way up now. Like I say, very still. Right, I've made my way to the eye seat, and the reason I've come here is because I've spotted a deer going to the wood across from me. Now, it seems a bit, on a mission. It wasn't slowing down. It were out in Clear Fell to start with. Well, Clear Fell, new trees. Got to the corner and come up, but I was a bit too far back. I never saw it through binos. I only saw it through thermal, and I think it's just bobbed in. So hopefully it hasn't really seen us. And I'm just going to see if it's going to either come back out this end, follow edge of woodland round, which it might do. Something might come out to me right, but the problem is wind's sort of like going across that way, so it's not brilliant. Down, down. Good lad. Well, there doesn't seem to be a lot happening here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to outside, get to the bottom, walk up, and then I can see out onto fields in case there's something, field, scrubland, if out runs back into wood on the far side, and just keep an eye out and see if there's any rutting. But there's not a lot happening here. Oh, I can tell it's getting bothered by midges as well. I've swapped hats, basically bigger brim, stick my mozzie net on them, or midge net. I wish I'd done it last night because I had bloody mosquitoes and I think they were getting to me tabs. So anyway, not really seen anything so far. I'm going to try, I'm on this far Clear Fell, and I'm going to try a few calls, see if out happens, give it a bit and then go for a wander back, I think. Go and get some breakfast. What I was thinking about doing then is just going to sit in the, we've got like a freestanding eye seat on a ride, where I saw foxes last time, and just give a sit in there, because you never know if there's a buck and a doe just around that area. I know there's a doe last time that I seen, they weren't far away. It's worth a sit down, it's cool enough, so I might leave Tal in van just to get him out at midges. But we'll give it a try here and then, like I say, have a wander. Now when I'm out, I don't usually get buck fever. I get fox fever when I'm out on a night and I spot one, and especially when you're calling one in, but it's usually quite clinical when it comes to bucks. But I tell you what, when you're calling them, I'm absolutely buzzing. Do you think hell? It was down that far edge. Oh, I thought it was going to go into wood at first. It didn't, it managed to come out. I lost it for a bit, then I clocked it and it just kept running. That's why I had to give it just a bit of a squealy squeak, just to get it to stop. God almighty. Tal's getting absolutely hammered by midges. Oh dear. Your hair's a bit messed, Tal. Chuffing now, look at them midges on you, poor bugger. Well, it seems a bit quiet for anything else, there's no else moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a walk over to it. But I've got my drone with me so we can do an arty-farty shot. Right, I thought the midges were going to calm down a bit, but they're not. They're just as bad as they are, so I'm going to put the net down in a bit. But there's a fella behind me, and today's knife of choice is definitely going to be my muntjac catcher this time, or the naked one, orange cerakote. I've got, I thought it was this one yesterday, but I know I ain't got a lanyard on this one, and I got myself a bit mixed up on the last video. So I'm going to have a go with this one, sorting this fella out. I've got him suspended. I've only ever done a suspended growler once before. And I think you need to ideally be able to split the chest cavity up as well, just so everything drops out easy, because I tried it last time and I was sort of like oiking stuff out over the top of the chest, because I don't usually split the chest, but I definitely will do, or I'll give it a go today. Have I got a saw with me? Probably not. No, that'll be back in my bag. I have got my roe catcher, naked roe catcher with me, so I might split it open with that. I mind you, I could always split it up with this, see what it does with this. It don't matter if it knackers it, because I can always resharpen it. So I'm going to get this fella sorted, and I'm going to get him taken back, because if anything, Tal's getting bothered by the flies and they're annoying me, and it's definitely time for a brew. So let's get it sorted. Well, that's the roughest bit of the track done. I'm onto the Stones Road that they put in when they were clear felling it. I could just leave the road down here and then go and pick it up with a van, but it's not too far away. I might as well just carry it back, it'd be just as easy. But I think what I'll do next is I'll skip over to the, well, just as long as I don't see hotels, but I'll skip over to the workshop and I'll just give you a rundown on my turkey vest, because there's a few tweaks I need to do to it to make it a bit more usable for roe. Saying that, I've used it for years on roe and it's been handy, but there's a couple of things that I'd like to change. The straps for a start, they're a bit not quite padded and they're digging in a bit, so I've got some new webbing ones, but I'll see you in a second and we'll be in the workshop. Right, so a closer look at my turkey vest. Very simple. I've had this for very many moons. I think my Outlaws got it for us when one of their trips to America. I believe it's one of the Bass Pro. Yeah, so it's a redhead one, which is basically from the Bass Pro shop. So as the name implies, it is for going out and shooting turkeys. However, I have found it useful for pretty much going out after everything. It does carry roe in it. It can be slightly a push, but they do fit in. Muntjac, ideal for. I've used it for going out pigeon shooting, out roost shooting. Just basically managed to get one, just sling it straight in the pouch at the back. Same with going out rabbit shooting or anything like that. It just, whatever you get, you can put it in the pouch behind you and you can carry it about with you. So it's easy to do that with. Like I say, there's a few things on it that are useful, but a few things I'd like to change. So one of the useful things on it is it's got the pad. Now this you can unzip out of it. So basically all you do is unclip it, zip at the bottom, take it off, just so if you don't want to be using it, you can just put it to one side or out the way. But they are useful, having a mat with you when you're going to, if you're using high seats, especially if it's been wet or if it's during the winter or anything like that, or the high seats just got wooden lats or it ain't got a really great seat on it, that you've got a pad to sit on. Because having something comfy to sit on means you're going to more likely to sit in a high seat longer. There's no point sitting there uncomfortable and what have you for hours on end if that's what you do, when all you need is a bit of foam cushioning would sort the job out. So that's really good, useful. Pockets on it. On this side, great. So you've got a big outer pocket. Then you've got a zip top one at the front. Quite a big size pocket. Same again, pretty much the same on the back. Put stuff in there. So that's all great. However, on the other side, we've got the big pocket, same again on the inside. But on the outside, it's more set up for calls and what have you. So basically we've got... also, it's got all the 3D camouflage style that used to be all in favour. To be honest, if anything, I might just trim it off at some point, but it doesn't really bother me. I'm quite happy just to leave it there. So we've got one long pocket. Now, this I find handy for when I'm out foxing. I can put my controller into there. When I'm out deer stalking, though, what I'll probably do with that is I put one of those Israeli dressings, bandage dressings in there, because it fits in. It's quite a long, slim thing. Fits in there quite well. It does have a flap there that's, well, supposedly to cover over some shotgun cartridges. However, I've never carried shotgun cartridges on that bit. I usually just dump them in a pocket. So, to be honest, that's a bit of a waste of time. So, ideally, what I could do with there is just adding onto another pocket of some style. And like this one, it's just got a small flat pocket thing. That one there. Now, this one can be handy because I can put coals and what have you in it as well. But again, it's some of this. Ideally, it just wants like a same sort of setup as on that side. Nice big pouches that you can just dump stuff into. Because the idea is, it's more helpful when you're out and about. If you can see something, you've got something in your hand, you just need to put it and dump it into a pocket straight away, so it's out of the way. But anyway, so that's they're all useful things. On the back of it, basically we've got a big pocket that goes in the centre here. I can basically put my knife into there. I put a bit of cord. I think I've got another one of those medical dressings, which is basically if you've got a big hole in yourself, you stuff that into it and stop yourself bleeding. I'll also put a hand cleaning bearing the wood style bag in there as well, so I can clean the knives up, do whatever business you need to do in the woods. Which I think it was designed originally for carrying like a water pouch in there, because if you notice on the top here somewhere, that's it, you've got a little plastic clip there to put your pipe into. Anyhow, pouch it back, and then obviously the big pouch at the back. Big enough to put a roe in. The only awkward thing I found is that when you're carrying something with antlers on it, so a roe with antlers, carrying a buck, the antlers can get, basically it's just where do you put those? Do you try and fold it into itself to try and strap it up or whatever? I have got a bit of footage where it's basically hanging off the side and it's swinging about all over the place. I'll play it over the top now, but if you notice, the camera on the drone doesn't quite know what to follow. It's trying to follow me, or it's trying to follow the head that's swinging about all over the place. So that's why it's sort of like going backwards and forwards and trying to catch up every now and again. So anyway, I need something or some way of being able to just strap it down. That's one thing that's a bit lacking on. if you notice, it's only got on the back, it's just this couple of little clips, which if you're carrying something that's not too heavy, it's not really a problem. But what I usually have to do, that's why I've got a bit of paracord in there, is basically tie a bit of paracord to the loop at the top and then around these clips, just so everything sort of stays in place a lot better, or a lot easier. Now, the thing that I want to try and do, well, I will do eventually, is I'm going to swap these straps, because there's no padding in them, they just scrunch up and dig into your shoulders. So what I have got is basically the yoke set off of some military style webbing. And what I'm going to do is replace that onto the back here. So I don't know, what I think I'll do is I'll leave this back section, but I'm going to cut the straps off. So what I can do is then place that over the top there. So it reinforces that a bit, and because it's got this molly style, and what I might do is just put a pouch that attaches onto the back. Because, like I say, one good thing, there's plenty of pockets all over to be able to put stuff, and you can dump stuff in the back, so I can put little tripods and what have you in here. But if you shoot something, I need to shift it out of there and put it somewhere else. So the idea is put another bag there. Also, be able to sort of like carry a sort of medical kit and what have you. I do like to try and be a bit more prepared, because I'm on my own out in the field, and usually no one else is anywhere near us, so I need to be able to sort myself out. Also, I've got these straps then, which would be attaching onto the belt onto a webbing kit. But what I can do with these, if I stitch some loops onto those parts of or this part of the back pouch, I can then feed that through there, strap it onto these back up here, and it holds the whatever I've got in the back close to my body, so it's not going to fall out, and these aren't going to disappear off somewhere else. So that's a handy little thing to have. Like I say, it goes on to the front, and basically we're removing these thinner pads with something a bit more robust. Some people don't like carrying a rucksack on the shoulders, over the shoulders, and then trying to use a rifle at the same time. To be honest, when I'm using that, it hasn't really bothered me whatsoever, so I don't think it's going to cause too much aggro swapping it out for those. I don't know if these straps are going to be a little bit too long, or if I'm going to just have to tilt it back. I'll work it out anyway. Those, again, it's got some straps on, but I've already got loops on the actual turkey vest itself, so I'll just be able to swap over and put those in. I could get some narrower straps as well if need be. So that's all that to swap over and trying to make this a little bit more usable. If anything, it could do with being a little bit wider. I have thought about putting some zips on the sides here, so I can unzip it. So have you seen them on, I think it's a Yool sack, where it's basically just almost a triangular piece of material that then clips up so the animal can hang over the back on either side of it. That might be something to try, but I don't want to go destroying it too much. I've had to reinforce it, put some more extra sort of like webbing around the outside of it, just to be able to stiffen it all up. I have got a couple of tears on it, and it's starting to go in a couple of places. And also, that last buck I shot, I managed to stick the antler through these bits, and it's only like thin material. I have got some tougher material that I can sort of like take panels out and maybe stitch over the top of it. So it's got some little improvements, but like I say, it's done plenty of service now. I've had it for quite a while, and it's quite a useful bit of kit for us. So I do think it's worthwhile having something like this when you're shooting smaller animals and what have you, so you can just lob it into a back pouch, take it out with you. So that's my turkey vest sorted. Just need to attach that on at some point, and I'll get round to it, I'm sure. A couple other jobs that I've been doing in the workshop that I've just got finished off. So I've got a little roe catcher, roe catcher, walnut handle, and it's got the mosaic pins, so the Roe Buck mosaic pin on the front of it. Green Kydex sheath on this one, all clips in. That one's now ready to get sent out. And I've also got this one. Now this, it's the first time I've done a piggyback whilst using one of my like full handled knives. So basically this one has got a muntjac catcher. The handle on it, I don't know if it shows up or not, it is a mixture of Californian buckeye burl that's been stabilised and some, well, almost candy red resin. So I've had to sort of like try and match up to for Richard, this one, for what he wanted. I think it's come out reasonably close to what we were after. So it's like a pearlescent effect in it. So, and I've added a little bit of extra red dye to give it sort of that candy colour. Then on the sheath itself, which has been piggybacked, so I've bolted it together, I've got a naked catcher zipper. So it's at the back. So it's red sort of lanyard to match it with the sort of the handle of the knife. Fits in just at the back of it, and it rests enough. I've had to space it so it sort of spreads out slightly. So a couple of Chicago screws at the top, and then the bolt at the bottom, and that just clips in there. But I think it sort of sits quite nicely. What do you reckon? Right, so that's what a couple of bits I've got going out at the workshop at the moment. So anyway, I hope you managed to get out on the Roe Rut. Let us know if you had any success, if you managed to get out there and you get a couple on the ground, or if it was one of those that just seemed to be happening on a night and you completely bypassed you altogether. Don't forget, give us a comment, give us a like and subscribe and all that jazz. Thank you very much for watching, as usual, and I'll try and get out at some point and be able to show you something else. I'll see you later.